When you come to a crossroad and run into the winner and the quitter in you, listen to the winner. The quitter will never take you down the road you want to travel. I believe we all have a winner in us. There is a winner inside of you. Sometimes we just have been around negativity for way too long, developed the mindset of a winner. The truth is, most people give up on their dream. Most people give up on their dream to live the average lifestyle. But it really doesn't matter what most people do. What do you do? Because you are different. You will never give up on your dream. You will never not listen to the average. You will always listen to the winner in you. You will believe in yourself when no one else does. You will believe in yourself when you have no reason to believe, and you will never, ever quit. I know some of you are going through a rough time right now. Some of you are going through the fight of your life. Fighting for your future, fighting for your career, fighting for your family. Some of you are fighting for your life. And I'm telling you, don't quit. Do not give in. I know life can be tough. I know life can wear you down. But if you just stick it out, even if you don't get the result you will find, the character you show will be your reward. The fighting spirit you develop will be the reward, and it will serve you well for the rest of your life. Fight for what you want now, or fight against what you don't want later. You choose. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare settle. Don't you dare get back down. Not today or any other day. When the tough moments come, never forget you are in that moment writing your own legacy. In that tough moment, you are setting the standard for your character. Do you have the character? Well, do you? When you come to a crossroad and run into the winner and the quitter in you, listen to the winner. When you make a commitment to yourself, you make sure you see it through. Never, ever quit. Even if you don't get the result, you will find the character you show will be your reward. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare ever settle, and don't you dare ever back down. Fight for what you want or fight against what you don't want at a later time. And always know that God is right there with you. Just allow God to guide and direct you, and you will always be a winner.
Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I am an author, an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and the host of this show, the Take Your Life Back Today radio show. You can also see a YouTube video version of this if you go to channel Take Your Life Back Today show. I want you to look at something right now as you're watching. Think of some major goal you want, or maybe it's one you already are working on, and you have experienced a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats trying to achieve this goal. Friends, you've experienced a lot of disappointment. Maybe you've already given up, and maybe you just need a little fun, little encouragement to get back in the game again. Well, here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to look at. There are winners, and then there are losers, and then there are people who have not discovered how to win. And all they need is some coaching. All they need is some help and assistance, just a little bit of support from someone. All they need is some insight of different strategy or plan of action to make some adjustments that will open up the key to the whole new future for them, and will give them access to the unlimited power that they have within themselves. Friends, that's all you might need. So what I want you to do is to think about something you want for you. That's real for you. That's important for you. That will give your life some special meaning and power. And I don't want you to even say, I could do that. I don't want you to assume that. See, 5 years ago, when I started out in this area, I would have not been able to make that mental leap that I would be up to where I am right now. It's actually 7 years ago. I don't want you to begin to just psych yourself out. No. I want you to be able to say something to yourself that will enable you to maintain a level of integrity with yourself, that when you say this, even when you face tremendous setbacks, which we all do, it will be a benchmark to keep you in the game, to keep you moving forward and experimenting and readjusting your strategy and your plan of action. I want you to say this, and I want you to continuously looking for ways to win. So what is that something? When you have an idea, you want to move on, you might not have the money, you might not have the education, you might not have the support or the resources you need. What is that something that can keep us going, that will enable us to act on our own dream? That one of those keys that will begin to help us to discover the secrets to our dream. Here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to repeat after me, and please say with power and conviction, say, it's possible. It's possible. Anything that you want to achieve, it is possible. It's all I want you to do when you look at your dream. Just say to yourself each and every day, it is possible. Just say that every day to yourself, it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. Because what does that do to you? See, it begins to change your belief system. So the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that is really, it's a duplication, is a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously, what you deserve, and what's possible for your life. So in the back of your mind, if you think you don't deserve something, then that's what you'll believe. Most people operate out of their personal history, out of their memory, things they have done, things they have experienced, things they have seen, things that they have observed. But I'm suggesting this early morning that you operate out of a larger vision of yourself. I want you to see yourself doing what you want to do, experience what you want to experience, having what you want to have, doing what gives your life some meaning and some value. Operate out of your imagination, not your memory. Because whatever you look at, where you want to go, I wanted to warn you, you will have some conversation back here after you go through the data that you've experienced in life, saying you can't do it. But what did we say to say it's possible? And so what you want to begin to do is to ignore that inner conversation. Well, most people, ladies and gentlemen, when something happens to them, what they do is they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been, and that they can't see the possibility of being any different. For an example, before April 1954, the common belief that the universal belief, because it had been tried again and again and again, and people had failed and failed and failed, the belief was that man was not physically capable of breaking the 4-minute barrier, that he could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. That was the belief on the planet. It had never been done, so it probably, people were saying it can't be done. But here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Bannister came along, and he broke the 4-minute barrier. Now, here's what's significant about that. Since that time, up to this day, over 20,000 people have done it, including high school kids. What changed? 20,000 people. What changed? Think about it. Here's what happened when they got on the track. They knew it had been done because they knew it had been done. There was a new belief about this barrier because one person started it about this goal that was so unreachable, and those 20,000 people got in a race believing, knowing in their heart that someone had done it, and it is possible that they could do it. And I'm saying that if you know anybody that had some goals, some dreams, something they wanted to do, and they did it, you will try it yourself. Then I am saying that you know in your heart that someone has done it, then you can do it because it's possible. And that if someone can make that dream come a reality, that it's possible. and then you can make your dream become reality, because it is possible for you to do it too. And so as you begin to look at where you want to go, beginning to embrace that it's possible, I'm blessed and highly favored, I live in victory, you will do it. I've got a lot going for me, I got some good stuff in me, and it's possible that I could bring my greatness out here into the world, that I could do what I want to do, because it's possible. And I can write my own book, I can have my own business, I can take a trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life, because it's possible. Regardless of where I am, the things I can always can get better for me, because it's possible. I'm thinking about two men who are fairly successful, similar backgrounds, and similar educations. They worked for a corporation for many, many years, and they were among many people that were laid off. Two guys who are very good friends. One went out looking for a job for several weeks along with the other one, and they faced disappointment after disappointment and rejection after rejection, again and again and again and again. They couldn't find any work, which is the story of many people across this country. One guy stopped. He became discouraged. He stopped going. He stayed at home looking at the television, became very argumentative and toxic with his wife and children, drinking beer all day, getting on the phone, talking to his other negative, unemployed friends. And he just gave up. The other guy kept looking for a job. Everywhere he went, he kept looking. Every time he could get an opportunity, just kept asking people, networking, checking the newspapers every single day, kept going everywhere he could, trying to find a job. You have too much education, people might say. You're overqualified. You won't be here long enough. He kept going and kept going. He never gave up. He went to a place and say, look, I'll tell you what, if you can't hire me, and I know you can use my talents, abilities, and skills, I don't want to sit home and do nothing. Just let me know, and I'll do some volunteer work. You don't have to give me anything. I'll do it to show you what I'm capable of doing. All right, I just want to work. I want to be busy. Friends, the guy said, okay, it's on you now, but don't expect me to give you anything. It's okay. You see that? He didn't give up. This guy came in and worked. He was the first one there, the last one to leave, and was the best employee there that this company had. About 4 weeks later, one of the top managers quit. They were looking for a replacement. Guess who they selected? This other guy, this guy who was volunteering this time, he got the job. What was the difference between the two men? Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see, judging according to appearances. But mindsight is how you interpret what you see. One guy said, it's not possible, it's over, I'm finished, I can't do it, I can't make it. He surrendered. I faced rejection again and again. I'm not going anymore, he said. There are no jobs out there. I am finished. I'll just sit at home and drink beer and be argumentative. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of all the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, in spite of what the newspapers are saying, that it's possible that somebody, somewhere, will give him a job. He just kept going, thinking it was possible. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams, because things happen to you in life where you can never, ever anticipate what's going to happen. So here's what I'm looking at. What are the uses for your life right now that you haven't even reached for yet? As you're sitting there watching me, what are they? See, I believe that when you don't have enough encouragement to act on your dreams or your ideas, or you're not going to enlighten enough, that life will act on you. See, life will move on and say, Ralf Friedrichs, you have outgrown this. This is the time for you to do something else. Here's what I did. Listen up now. I had to think of something else. And so a guy suggested to me, he said, Ralph, why don't you create a show? I said, I've never known anything about how to do a show. Well, my friends, so I created this show because I thought it was possible. Now, here's what I'm suggesting. I created this show. You have to do what you can, where you are, and what you have. I didn't have any money to create a show. I didn't know anything about the podcasting, but here I am on all the major podcasters, iHeart, iTunes. I didn't even have any support, but here's what the guy told me. It's possible you could create a show. That's all I had. I was running against all odds, so I had saying on my show one time, stand up for what you believe in because you can fall for anything. Stand up for what you believe in because you can fall for anything. Ladies and gentlemen, here is what I had to do. I had to begin to focus on what was the solution and get away from what was the problem. Everything is possible because I would have never guessed years ago that it was possible for me to write even one book. I have written 5 books. I am on 15 different podcasts, networks. I have over 3,000 videos out. Yes, it was a challenge, but I did it because it was possible. Repeat after me, please. It is possible. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Shake somebody's hand right now. If there's somebody sitting next to you and say, it is possible for us to do anything we want. Repeat after me. It is possible. I can have my dream and live it. I can get what I want and get it. I must be creative and never give up, and I won't. I'll fall 7 times and get up 8 times. Call me, 844-405-HELP. Together we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves. Always be good to each other. And remember, it is possible. It is possible for you to live your dream today. May God bless each and every one of you. And if I could have made things possible, so can you. Because it is possible. Don't ever forget that in your life. Take good care, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.